Hello everybody and welcome to today's webinar. Today we'll be talking about ways to reach the new professional buyer online. We'll begin by focusing on e-commerce for wholesale distribution and manufacturers. For our presentation today, I'll be taking us through the overview of some interesting stats and trends in the industry. My name is Giuseppe Anni with Sonic Commerce. Been in the industry about 11 years here working with clients to help improve and make their e-commerce platforms more efficient. We'll begin today by talking a little bit about how businesses are changing, how the world has evolved into this digital world that it is today, some of the trends in the industry, both in resale and wholesale e-commerce, and then some benefits of integration. So as an organization, how integration can not only add value to your organization, but also to your clients in the end, which is very critical in the marketplace today. So we again begin today by talking about the opportunity for your clients, which I think is very important to understand as the technology and trends shift. And I think as we understand it, the marketplace, obviously, when it comes to e-commerce, started with consumers, right? That industry has continued to grow over the past 20 some years, and as we see here by 2020 is projected to hit about $500 billion. And as we look at that, I think it's critical to note that more than 1.5 trillion of total U.S. retail sales are now somehow web-based and affect not only the touch point between your organization and a retail-facing website or somehow back end to an actual physical retail store. Of that, 78% of the consumers that are now currently being tracked have been frustrated by the way retailers today in the marketplace have portrayed or delivered mobile websites into the marketplace. And a lot of that challenge comes from the fact that there's ever-changing screen sizes in the marketplace, and consumers are now more than ever coming to their mobile phones to research purchases, research reviews, get educated, price shop in the marketplace. So as we talk a little bit about that, we talk about the growth in the industry. I think it's important to understand that nowadays the expectation that consumers have is very high, right? It's very similar to what people will now call generation picky, right? People who come online have an expectation of what our website should do, what information it should have, and how efficient their experience with us will be, whether it's having a very Amazon-like shopping cart type experience, ensuring that that website is operational 24/7, 365, functioning on both a desktop, a tablet, and a mobile phone, all very seamlessly. We see that becoming more critical to organizations as smartphone commerce is continuing to grow at a very rapid rate. And in 2015, it jumped over 95% in sales via smartphone. And as we note that in prep for 2017, they note that that number will increase to about $75 billion. And will account for 50% of all mobile commerce. Mobile commerce is really bulked together between your smartphones and your tablets, whereas they say 50% of all those sales in the 75 billion will come from a smartphone itself. So pretty powerful statistics, especially for those who are listening to this who don't have optimized experiences via their phone and tablet today. So as the trends kind of continue, obviously clients today are looking for the flexibility of buying whenever, wherever. They're also looking for a very personalized experience. So when they log into portals, the portals are delivering them relevant product catalogs, relevant marketing campaigns, relevant information. 74% of consumers surveyed note that they become frustrated with websites that do not deliver or display personalized content, right? It's the same welcome message for everybody. It's the same product catalog that you're delivering out to all users. So very critical bits of information to understand as we look to deliver a more rich experience online. And that matters now more than ever as we take a look at the shift in the digital marketplace today. By 2020, they note customer experience will overtake price and product as the key brand differentiator. So yes, I mean, that is, the truth. That is where things are headed, which is very different because for years it was, hey, how do we get down to selling our products for the lowest price, regardless of what experience our customer had in buying that, they were happy for a period of time buying it for the cheapest. Nowadays, that's no longer the case. And as we look into the future, it's more about, as an organization, what type of experience are we going to deliver to our customers? How do we ensure their satisfaction through the tools the experience that we deliver online, right? It's not just the front end look and feel of a website that we deliver, but it is the overall experience from them ensuring the price is accurate, the availability is accurate, and the delivery is on time as well. Now at Sana, as we look at our clients coming into the marketplace, as you can see here from a success story I've kind of highlighted here online, single stack e-commerce is critical, right? Having the information that our ERP has and getting that information out of the ERP into our customers' hands is something more critical than ever now, right? That is what empowers us as an organization to deliver that rich customer service experience. And as we note here at LabelMaster, ERP integration and web store integration was then able to help guide or escort their client through the buying journey of engage, learn, find, select, and buy, right? It was really the initial touch point to the close of that client's experience with us that helps LabelMaster in particular continue to drive recurring revenue from their install base or customer base, but also drive deeper into that brand loyalty type experience within our consumers in the marketplace today, which is very critical now more than ever. So as we talk about retail trends and consumer trends, I think it's important to note those trends are slowly trickling down onto the B2B buyer, right? And as you know, a B2B buyer today working with your organization potentially, at heart, when I go home at night and I stop work, I'm a consumer, right? I'm looking through and I'm seeing those same experiences that Amazon is delivering to me, and then I'm really holding that as a standard against your organization and what you've delivered to me. So that's really where those trends are really coming from and will continue to really drive what businesses need to be prepared to do and able to do in the future. And I think it's important as we look to the future to understand where that is, right? We know and have noted for years that retail commerce has always been popular, right? It's always been growing. But as we note here, a side-by-side comparison with B2B e-commerce. B2B commerce is just as successful. It's actually 2 times the size of an industry that the retail commerce industry is. And I like to point out here that only 1 in 4 B2B e-commerce organizations currently sell online, right? And a lot of those that have portals today online are still very outdated or antiquated, right? Or working with insufficient data or siloed bits of information. So this is critical to note the opportunity in the marketplace, but also as an organization, how we can prepare to accommodate and really be successful with those trends. And so kind of summarizing again, what retailers have been doing, or B2B organizations are now starting to adapt, right? A lot of those trends and bits of information or data into their e-commerce platforms. So the importance of ERP is, again, now becoming more clearly understood by organizations, which is why we see a high demand for second-generation e-commerce platforms coming into the marketplace, right? I implemented an ERP, I had a shopping cart, I let it go, I built some type of middleware patch between the two, and now I understand that instead of managing 2 databases and having my data out of sync, my data not accurate for my customers, I need to restructure as an organization to ensure customer success, customer satisfaction, which is where we see the marketplace continuing to grow and evolve. And that's really where Sana comes in. Sana comes in to not only assist you as an organization, but also your clients in the end, right? We all want to obviously increase the amount of sales that we have. And again, as we note, the B2B industry continues to grow. They know it will be about a $12 trillion industry by 2020, just in the B2B market. We note that today, clients want to be able to self-service online from a portal, right? They want to be able to not only just place their orders, but also check invoices, look at document history, all information that your ERP has that is more convenient if they're able to access it from a portal versus having to pick up the phone and talk to somebody internally, which again is an operational cost to you back office. But as e-commerce continues to grow, I think a web store opens up not only to your users that you're working with today, but also opens you up to a global market, right? Which offers more visibility and more clients in the end to your organization. So I think the initial investment in bringing in these second generation commerce platforms like Sana is critical and can be intimidating for a lot of businesses, but I think what's important to understand is the ROI behind this is very attainable and very quick to your organization as we look to scrap these platforms that have really held us back and not allowed us to be as agile as we need to be, whether it means, taking advantage of new web store technology or new ERP technology, which again seems to be released by most ERPs nowadays with a much faster cadence than it has ever before. And last but not least, I think bringing in commerce online and ERP together offers really a complete end-to-end business solution for your organization, which is now, again, more critical than ever. And I recognize that can be very, very difficult, right? Whereas the disconnect today that most people have in their organization between their web store and their ERP forces them to really maintain a lot of information twice, a lot of duplicate manual entry occurring and a lot of manual entry data issues occurring between the databases, not only internally, but also externally, right? When that happens internally, it's one thing, yeah, it costs us time, yeah, it costs us money, and we have to fix a lot of things. But when that happens to our customers out on the website, what that means is it's really hindering their their experience with us as an organization, right? It's really pushing them to work with another vendor who is, again, delivering them a better service, right? More accurate information, more on-time deliveries, and again, deliveries that can be sped up because we're not having to wait for somebody to manually key in my order or a synchronization of this data to occur back over to the ERP for fulfillment. All things I think are critical to consider as we look at where the market's going today. And as we see that, we know some statistics here back, a Forrester report here, 62% of mid-market companies plan to change or upgrade their e-commerce platform and move to a single stack solution, right? Which is really defined as one platform that bundles all the features a company needs from one provider, rather than piecing together technology from several vendors, right? I have an application for my salespeople, an application for my wholesale clients. I have a static content site that educates the general public. Oh, and then I have my buying environment for just my retail users. So you can see how convoluted that quickly becomes, which is really not what people look for. Again, mid-market companies don't want the hassle of trying to integrate all these systems together, because what it does is it really holds their organization back. And we recognize that in Sana when we architectured our platform to ensure that we take all that rich core business logic that you've already invested in, you've already set up, you're already maintaining, and we use that to power the Sana platform, right? We overlay a content management system to give you the fluffy look and feel content type experience on the website, but taking all the rich business logic that you're already maintaining, which obviously helps you become more agile as an organization, but also helps you operate smarter as an organization too, which is very different, again, from what most organizations that may be watching this today have structured, which is, yeah, we've invested in an ERP, yeah, we brought in a shopping cart, yeah, we have a partner hosting that website now, we have a content management system as well, and yeah, we brought in some partner to really hook up the integration and to make a lot of these platforms here communicate. And as we look at this, I think you quickly see what this means to your organization. You quickly see how it limits your organization and really slows business operations down, right? Getting information from one system to the next to our customers and back often is a big delay in time, right? And in the end, that time means money and that experience level goes down. So as we look at single stack e-commerce for a solution like Microsoft's Dynamics NAV, I think it's important to understand that what Sana delivers is very flexible, right? We understand that clients who come to us look for a B2B portal, right? A secure closed portal, unique pricing, unique terms, unique catalogs, unique document history, whereas we also recognize that some also need a retail-facing environment to educate the public on their products, their services. Maybe it's just a catalog they want to show out, not actually sell anything to the general public. And we also recognize that oftentimes they're looking to put an application also in place for their salespeople or customer service, right? We may have locked those guys out of the ERP and put them in some antiquated system due to licensing restraints in the ERP upon initially purchasing. So we try to centralize the organization in a web-based system that, again, is looking at Dynamics NAV in real time, up to the second, right? So Sana delivers that integration out of the box. It's looking back at all that rich business logic that Dynamics NAV has in place today that you're already managing and maintaining, which means going to market is going to be that much faster, and ongoing maintenance is also going to be that much more streamlined because we're already maintaining that information. And we do that all and provide hosting as well as web design consulting as needed for our customers. We recognize that some people still want to be on premise. We understand that other clients might want to be going off to the cloud. So we have that structured. We understand that some clients might work within a template structure to roll out a design of the website, and also might have more complex look and feel requirements, all of which can be accommodated through the Sana structure. So as an organization, I think it's important to note that, as you implement an e-commerce solution, it's key to understand how it will work with your ERP in today's market. And that single stack e-commerce is not just a buzzword, it is a trend being adopted by many organizations today as we look to leverage your initial investment in an ERP, right? Don't make the mistake of putting in an application here that is going to limit your scalability, right? You don't want to have to be adding more bodies to manage separate databases when that information is already being managed and maintained by your teams today. But also an application, I think, is critical that is more of a one-stop shop, right? You don't need to bring in 5, 6, 7 partners to handle your e-commerce experience online and anything that might go along with e-commerce. Find a solution provider like Sana that, again, is able to come out here and provide you as much from their standard solution offering as they can. It might need to be customized, it might need to be tweaked, but at least we're working with one provider on all that to ensure that we have a business partner to work with as we continue to grow and evolve. And with all that, I think it's important that your client will inevitably see benefit, right? They'll see the lack of manual entry errors occurring. They'll see streamlined orders coming through the system being shipped out and delivered faster to them. We will see them with the ability to get more information from you online, which will in turn mean that they buy more from you, work more with you, and also start to deliver and build more brand loyalty with you as an organization. So what I'd like to do at this juncture is really just take a very quick high-level walkthrough of the Sana platform. Now, as we take a look at the Sana platform here, what I'd like to show people is, yes, I'm sitting out here on a website. And as we look at this website, it's critical to understand that this website really can function as many things. It is my retail front end that the general public can come out to. They can browse for products, browse for services. They can look at product information. They can find items, they can add it to the cart, and they can buy. But what's also important to understand here is inside of this retail environment, I can also really embed the logic to satisfy the need of my wholesale clients as well, right? Not necessarily needing to work from 2 separate applications, but from one. In which case, as a wholesaler was to come out here and log in with an existing username and a password, it would reprice my shopping cart, modify the product catalog, modify the experience or personalized content delivered out to the website, and allow that checkout experience to be much more streamlined, in which case I'm pulling all of my bill to, ship to, payment, freight, and sales tax information directly from the ERP, making this experience very streamlined for your customers, but also for you as an organization, so fulfillment will occur that much faster. So all something native that Sana will deliver on our core e-commerce platform out to all of our users. I just wanted to quickly finish here, and as we note that this order has moved through and been placed online, this order will now be sitting inside of Dynamics NAV, ready to be picked, packed, and shipped. The tracking number will come from the Dynamics NAV system, and your customer will be sent an email confirmation letting them know that their order was placed. So really have taken this end-to-end, ensuring that all of our information and all the data that's shown here is accurate up to the second, right? Whether it's a new SKU that was just added into NAV that is now being shown online, whether it's a quantity change that occurred in NAV a second ago is now being shown online, or we've needed to decrement availability because I've just ordered 2 new products online. All something that is being taken care of with Sana and NAV working hand in hand through a single database. So I'd like to kind of summarize here as we talk about the professional buyer in the marketplace today, and really try to focus and hammer home the fact that there is a big transformation going on in the way businesses are working today. Not only with the way we're working, but I think that is being, again, driven from the fact that customers want to work with us in a different way, right? That consumerization that has occurred is really trickling down to us, and we're now needing to find a way to adapt. and change and scale as an organization. And I think that's something that Sana can do with what we have in place for customers to be able to help master that digital transformation and really take you from where you're at today to being a much more efficient organization, which will allow us to, not only partner with you and ensure success from a web shopping cart experience standpoint, but also provide you technical sales and consultancy support. So if there's unique business requirements that you have inside of your ERP that you need to be accomplished online, our ERP experts who also work on staff will be able to work with you and your partner to fulfill those needs. We provide extensive amounts of training and coaching on our platform, either from our specialists that we have on hand or with our web-based trainings and material that we have available to all of our customers. But also co-marketing. So as we go back to the market, we can potentially provide content to help otherwise organize other joint activities or webinars. So please be advised of the things that are changing in the marketplace today with the digital transformation in the marketplace that we all hear often talked about here today. But I think it's important to understand those changes in the industry, those trends that are currently occurring and where they're really coming from, and the value of integration back to your clients. So all things that I hope everybody took away from today's presentation and how single stack e-commerce can deliver that through an application like Sana. If there's any additional questions, comments that are had, please feel free to reach out to myself or one of the colleagues here at Sana Commerce, and we'd be happy to follow up with you. We appreciate your time and have a great day.